Hello, hello. Okay. Okay, let's see. I have no idea. Can you guys hear me? Hello? Is this working now? I hope it's working. It shows on my end that it's working. That doesn't mean it's working. It just shows on my end that it's working. Let's go ahead real quick. Check everything one more time. I don't know what happened at all. It just didn't want to work. Uh, just decided that it wasn't gonna work, I guess. Oh no. Good times. The scuffness of it all. Yay. Um I'm not gonna put that. I'm gonna put some other music real quick. Maybe uh we might be or I might be talking about it while I get people online. I'll be doing something different today. I'll be taking requests from you and I'll be making them on pixel art. So if you want anything being done in pixel art today, it's going to be free. This is your free day. You can ask for a character or something and I'll be making it. I will not making your personal character. It can be like something you like a piece of art or streamer, something like that. The only thing I will not be making is like my D&D character. But if you want something done um, in pixel art that it's not like your D&D character, I'll be making it for you. I'm also gonna be working on while we do things. I might be working on some um, like artwork ideas. I have a request to make some iconography in pixel art. It's not actually iconography, uh, but uh, but yeah, I will be doing that. Yeah, I can do a rubber ducky. I have any problem with that. A SpongeBob pickaxe, maybe later on. I will be doing that, but yeah, I will be doing that as well. So if you have um, if you have like a reference or something like that, you can put a post it on chat. I think you should be able to post it. If you can't, it doesn't matter. I will be seeing it because I see everything in chat. Awesome. Thank you for coming. As I said, that's what I will be doing. I will be taking requests and I'll be doing them in pixel art. I'm sorry, my birds are having a field day today, so they're like enjoying themselves.
Rattlesnake teeth.
Oh, I just want some music. Oh, also, we might be listening to some drama, which is also fun. Why wouldn't we want to listen to some drama while we work? Um, that sounds like fun. Let's take some chill pills. Let's be chill for a while. SpongeBob with a pickaxe. Okay, that sounds reasonable. Awesome. So, yeah, that's the plan for today. That's gonna be the day for today. I'm also gonna be ready because later on the stream I'll be playing some Celeste, I guess. Just having a little bit of time to play a game that I just find enjoyable. I just finished it, so I don't want to stay in the last screen for too long. I'm just gonna probably start it over so I can have a let's play of Celeste, which is a great game. And then after that, I don't know what I'll be doing. Yeah, beats are cool. Just having something to listen to while I talk to a screen about me. Let's start with SpongeBob. Let's do that. How about that? And then I'll do the rubber ducky. Or I start with the rubber ducky. That was first. Makes sense. A basic rubber ducky. So sometimes I don't want to deal with picking colors, so this is what I do. It's a very simple thing to do. There, I have my colors now. Make it different. In reality, it's gonna be too big, considering that this is kind of the size of a character. So it's gonna be a super big rubber ducky. If I was gonna make it like in size, it would be like this. It's hard to get the roundness of it correctly. That would be like a rubber ducky in in like an actual size. Once I'm done, I'll do that. Glad. Don't worry about it. I'll do that. I wasn't like I'm not. If you think it's just taking the image and putting it in, that's not what I do. I was just making a joke. Okay, we have a rubber ducky on size, and now we're gonna do an actual rubber ducky. So we have a better idea what a rubber ducky looks like. Give it a little neck. Huh. So in the panel verse, everybody's like happy and going to the Bacon and all that stuff. I don't think I'm gonna go. It's not because I don't want to go. It's simply it's far away. I don't wanna. I don't drive, so it's kind of hard for me to drive there, and I don't. It's too far away. When they said they might do it in Las Vegas, I was kind of happy for it because it was Las Vegas. But at the same time, I know why I didn't do it. It's Las Vegas is not what it used to be. I guess I might go to Las Vegas though, in maybe in a couple of months. At the end of the day, I just graduated and was supposed to have like this celebration. Is this better? Yeah, this is better. When you have that many pixels, it's good that you like make adjustments. What's wrong with my voice? I already have my coffee. Okay, whatever. Yo, K2, welcome. You are on time to watch my stream. I'm gonna be doing some requests from the chat. So, let's make a note. I'm gonna be talking about the request in the sticky notes, and since it's sticky note, I should be able to just see it on screen, and you should be able to see it on screen at the same time. That way it's easier. Get started. Whatever. Right. So I have rubber ducky. Yes, of course. Gorilla, damn. So I have rubber ducky, SpongeBob, pickaxe, and gorilla. Just gorilla because that's how it's gonna be. You can if you're in Abe's if you're in Abe's channel or in Abe's Discord, you can find me directly. I just posted yesterday on pictures. But whatever, here it is. It's not it. What? Oh. No. There you go. You can, yeah. You know what to do with that number. I have an MP3 of that song, and you know, I'll play it. I'll make a goal. If you drag 10 people to the chat, I'll play it. How about that? That that makes sense to me. So yeah, let's continue with the rubber ducky, and then we'll do Vlad, SpongeBob with pickaxe. That's what we're gonna do, and then we're gonna do the gorilla. I like that, K2. Really do. Let me move the chat so I can see it without contorting my head all the time. Oh, I said I was gonna make it a little bit different, right? So let's move it around a little bit. Probably look better the other way around. Gorilla biscuits. I'll make it. I will make it. I'll get to it. If I see there's too many requests, that's the moment I will probably say, I'll do it next stream. There's not that many requests. I can make it. Bit of shadow. So the idea is just to there we go. There we go. It's a Robert Ducky. Rock dog. Goodbye, Vlad. I'll be doing your SpongeBob next. What happened to the notepad? It's not showing. There must be a way to stick it. My number didn't work? What do you mean didn't work? Did you try to so it should be friends and then add a friend. And then you just type in the number. Try again, just to be sure. If that doesn't work, I'll find a solution. That duck looks really unimpressed with life. But I like it. A little bit edgy. I have received, it won't let me. Okay. Are you in any servers from the you know what? Screw it. I'm gonna invite you to this server and people are gonna get in and things are gonna happen, but it's fine. Get on that and you can find me there. Okay, so get rid of these. As I said, that was just good. I was duped into making two of them. The dupeness. Dupeness shall not be forgotten. Okay, awesome. So I can just Message you. Friend. Cool. Let's see. A Nintendo 64. Gorilla. And a Rock Dog. Okay. So it's Rock Dog and a Nintendo 64. Okay. So we'll put done here. We'll move on to SpongeBob. So how's everybody doing today? Is anything exciting going on? Yesterday I was promised blood between Nicolas Fuentes and what's his name? Alex Jones. And it was the worst dick stroking I have ever seen in my life. I mean, it's fine. I don't think anyone is mad, but it was very annoying to watch them see that. I just wanted blood. It's not even annoying. I just wanted some blood, you know? I just wanted Nick to be a little bit more spicy, because people were saying that he was gonna be a little bit more spicy. He wasn't. He was just a normal dude. Which is fine. Like, being honest. Who cares? It was a circle year. I was right. And I didn't mean that as in taking away the thunder from the stream. It was just a circle jerk. Oh lord. You know what? I'll send it to you now. Let me just export it. Robert Ducky. But apparently there was something actually funny yesterday happening, and it was grilled, and got like very drama heavy against Ryan. I was there, but I left because it was a boring fucking stream, and Kel was just spurting the fuck out. People are gonna get mad at me for saying that. I don't give a shit. Give me a second before I do that. And I left to go to lower class because I thought his like review of the debate was gonna be way more entertaining. I was. And then I like something he said made me want to jump into the panel. I don't remember what exactly. But apparently after I left, greed got into Ryan's business. And I want to see that, so I'll probably put on. Well. Apparently, and this is why Zerka started resurfacing, which is a name I haven't heard in forever. I don't know when was the last time I heard of Zerka in my life. It was probably during the Killstream days. When the Killstream was on YouTube. It was on YouTube. Robert Ducky. Canvas, visible layers. We're gonna go ahead and just find. First, well, no, it's not this. Another satisfied customer. except for the customer part. Katie probably had to leave, which is okay. People are coming going. This is a very chilly-ish stream. There's nothing going on. It'll get better. Maybe. Maybe not. Let's go ahead and do SpongeBob pickaxe. No, it's fine. I said I was gonna make them for free, so you don't have to pay me. I was expecting you to be like, hey, do a Crash Out Kel, do a Great Motorsports, do a Andrew Wilson. Instead, I got the SpongeBob with the pickaxe and the Gorilla. I'm just gonna say Gorilla. A Nintendo 64 and what is the other thing? And a rock dog. I'm gonna make a rock dog. Just, it is what it is. Okay, I will do that, but it's gonna take a little while because I have a bunch of requests. Hell gassed soldier. I know what he said, but I'm not saying that. I'm just not doing it. I'm not a complete prude, but you know. Let's see, what is next? Oh yeah, SpongeBob. I just want the colors. I don't, like, the reference is fine too, but having the colors is important. Oh, this is awesome. I'm gonna use this to reference too. Same thing as before. What? There we go. All I care about is the colors, to be honest. That's all I care about. Let me go back into the chat so I can read it, so things go well. Yeah, it's Gorilla. I'm gonna do a Gorilla. Listen, as I said, I'm not a complete prude, but I don't want to say that. Why would I want to say that? Why would anybody want to say that? That is the actual question. What's going on with my chat today that they want me to say that word? I'm not putting it on you. It's a you problem. I forgot. No, don't. We pretend we do though. we like to think we do have standards. At some point we're like, we just want money. But listen, I try, okay? I try to have a little bit of standard. Anyway, so yeah, what I was gonna say or was saying is apparently, greed crashed out on Ryan, and I want to see that because I just enjoy seeing Ryan scream like a freaking bitch he is. I just like Ryan, if it wasn't obvious. Okay, this is gonna be really hard to do. I think that's the only thing that can be done. Yeah, I don't think there's anything. Give it more space. See if I can make it a little bit. Okay, that's it. That's the best I can do. There's just no way of having that kind of detail with pixel art. So, it is what it is. Sometimes you have to accept the losses, move on. I don't think he's a nice guy. Not in that sense. Like, I don't think he's over there trying to, be mean to people or anything like that. I just don't think he's a nice guy. I think he's a feminist scumbag. And that it is what it is. And you have to accept it. Because if you believe he's like a nice guy, you're gonna get surely you're gonna get surprised when he ends up being a complete scumbag, right? It's not like the signs were always there. Um. Okay, yeah, I know what you mean. It's. I understand. I understand what you mean. Now, I might sound way more hateful than I am, but I really don't like him. Like, I think he really is. I do believe he's a complete scumbag. So. I might do it with these instead. Keep it for a moment. Well, history would be like me. I have some kind of interaction outside of the space. I don't. I don't even go to his streams. Like I might sound harsh towards him. But it's not like I follow him around or anything. I really don't. But I do dislike him. I do. I see him as the kind of person that would go ahead and he's like the kind of person that would do everything that I think is wrong, and then he'll be happy about having done everything that I think is wrong. And then he'll put it on me. Oh. This guy doesn't want anyone to have any kind of sexual intercourse. Like, fuck off. Like Doc yesterday. I had a small interaction with Doc. It was like 2 minutes of interaction. And the interaction was... People asked me, how important do you think sex is in marriage? And I was like, 9. And Doc just attacks me and goes, how? You had a debate for like 3 hours where you were against people having sex. It's like, no. Had a debate with Grace Thorpe where I was telling her that, you know, you should get married, have a bunch of sex. That was the only thing that I said. I never mean to say don't have that sex was not important or anything like that. It was the opposite. The message is the opposite. Sex is very important, but it needs to be done within a framework. And I still think that's correct. Like, you need to be able to to do it within a framework. That's the only position I have. Whew. Damn, this is hard. Not as easy as I thought it was gonna be, which is understandable. It's completely fine. The big problem I have with Square Pants is that it's way too... It doesn't seem like it, but it has a ton of small details that are very hard to translate to pixel art. So we're gonna keep on doing what we can, right? This is how you do any kind of art. You keep on trying and keep on doing what you can actually do, and what you can't do it. So it's fine. It's a process. It's a process. This is gonna be interesting. Oh, tonight is Spiro's debate throwdown with the whole host of people and zombies that love AI, and I'm gonna be there. I'll probably jump on panel even. It depends on how it goes. I'm not as good as even understanding how the hell LLMs work as a Spiro is, but I know he's gonna need a little bit of support, and I want to be there to do that for him. It's not like he needs me or anything. Just want to be there, and maybe I'll jump on panel and keep away some of them, because at least Sarah doesn't like throw me out. And chat doesn't care for me enough to throw me away either. So I'm happy for that. That was fun. I'm gonna actually move these back. Welcome everyone. I see 7 of you here. Once we hit the 10 mark, I'm gonna play the Emmett song that I know everybody's waiting for. Be sure to, like, if you can sub. If you wanna go ahead and give me if you wanna make a request, you can make a request for pixel art. Today is a free day. You can get a free pixel art thing. It's gonna take me a little while, just while I work on the request that I have right now. But I'll take yours. I'll make yours. And now it's time for the pickaxe. And of course, who cares about safety when you're SpongeBob? I can just get rid of this. I don't care about this anymore. The arms are too strong. The arms are too strong. It's a little bit big, but I think that's the only way I could get like enough of details. I'm gonna make this a little bit like this so it's better suited. Let me just do this instead. Well, there he is. There I go. Okay. There I go. Nice. We went from 6 to 3. The Emmett song's not gonna play itself, I guess. Nobody's typing chat. I get very annoyed. But it's fine. Like, we can just move on, keep on doing it. I could probably make it less thick. Yeah, it's the only thing that's kind of bothering me, to be honest. I feel it's too thick. Yeah, it's better. Well, there it is. SpongeBob with a pickaxe. Cool stuff. If anybody wants it, let me know. Let me know. I think the person that requested it went to sleep. It happens. Let's take a small break. There's nobody here. I'm gonna go ahead and just prepare a little bit. I'm gonna put on the battle that I wanna see, that I've been kind of waiting to see. I'm gonna put it on the side. And I think we'll go there. Only Mr. Bill came in. I said bye. Okay, we're gonna go from here. And I'm gonna add a window capture. Yeah, add a new window capture, and we're gonna try to find it. I'm gonna keep on working on this. I'm gonna stop the music. Once we're done, I'll be back. We'll put the music on. Oh, this is gonna be fun. This is gonna be fun. Let's go here. Okay, it's fine. Yo, Inward, welcome. Mowing? Oh, you're mowing the grass? Cool. Cool.
Yeah.
Duck, in that situation, when they brought it up recently, it wasn't a talking point.
Not at all.
It was brought up as ad hominem. I brought up to attack them.
Yeah.
You
Right.
know?
And if you're not
So
online,
that
it's
to
I
me is
understand
like,
that too.
That's the problem. Like if it was
Yeah,
something
yeah.
that, you
And
know,
that's
if it
the
was
other thing
something that someone else brought up, if they brought it up, right, and then now you are continuing the conversation, that's one thing. But
Definitely.
if you're bringing it up as an attack, as a dig at them,
Go away.
that's where the problem is. in my
they weren't
opinion.
even there to defend themselves against the things they said.
Hey, doggo.
So, yeah.
That's just me. It's just like there's certain lines, you know.
Oh yeah, let's give context. Real context, real quick. So what happened? Okay, so this is what happened. What happened is Ben and Grace Thorpe decided to have. Well, Grace had started a stream when she was talking about going after Destiny in a lawsuit. She is a process, so she's defending herself, and she sent a request to Destiny to retract a defamatory statement. Supposedly, he said "lol," and it all started from there, right? So she started talking about what was the grounds for the what were her grounds, and then how was she going to go on ahead and do the lawsuit. Andrew Colsey tells her it's a bad idea. I think it is a bad idea, by the way. Not because there's no grounds, but because I think the defense is going to be pretty easy. And at the end of the day, the counter-sue is going to be worse than if she just didn't sue at all. Whew. So, Andrew Colsey starts telling her it's a bad idea. Ben decides to jump in and just starts like hammering starts hammering starts hammering on Andrew. They have a small spat. Uh, Ben kicks Andrew out of the stream, and then they start attacking Andrew personally with an accident that happened years ago. I don't want to go into it. I don't even want to mention it, but they probably will mention it in the stream. So what they happened is they started going after Andrew personally, and they didn't even allow Andrew to go back in and say anything. So that was the point. I think they're completely, and they should be completely banned from the Crucible. I don't think you can even mention their names. The other day, someone mentioned it, and he was threatened with a ban. I would do the same if I was Andrew. Mostly because it was a personal attack. It had nothing to do with what they were talking about. And secondly, because I don't think anybody has any right to go on and decide anything. Right? I'm gonna keep on playing it. This was just the introduction because that's pretty much what they're talking about here. Oh, Ryan had a great idea to say that he disagrees with people on the internet and still he goes in panels with them. Without understanding what the hell was wrong with the whole thing. Yes, that is what happened. They attacked his late stepson. That's exactly what happened. I'm trying to be vague, not because if I was trying to be vague, it was not because I was like trying to be sneaky about it. I think it's very bad taste to talk about. It's not talk ill about that because we're not talking ill, but it's the internet, and the only reason they're doing this is because they attacking him, right? That's the whole point. So we're gonna go ahead and watch this. I want to see the crash out. Oh, oops. My bad.
Me, it's just like there's certain lines, people could cross. I'm cool with, but that's the line that I just like.
Yeah, no, well, I was asked to ask. I'm like, they've been cool to me so far, obviously. So I'm like, I have been like in good faith.
Like personally, I don't have a problem with them. It's just like when I saw that, and I'm like, just like,
yeah,
that's an issue that like that's a topic that I just don't want to even deal with. And I was talking to somebody earlier. I was like, when somebody does some like egregious behavior that or you consider egregious behavior, and then you platform them, in a way you are co-signing that said behavior because you're saying that you're condoning it.
But also, do you think by having me on that Grid or you are co-signing all of my ideas about like gender or like social norms or anything? Of course not. There's a way to politely interact.
There's a difference. No, it's the behavior. The behavior that I find problematic, right? If I end up platforming them, then I'm saying I'm okay with that said behavior.
No, I don't think. I think what it means is that you're allowing someone to come on your channel who did engage in that behavior. That's a very different thing.
No. I don't think so. Not in this case. So, usually you can have disagreements, and I'm fine with having disagreements if, for example, Ryan would ever come here and be like, hey, I don't like this about X, Y, do you want to talk about it? I would probably let him on and we'd probably have a discussion. Okay? That is very different from him saying something about, I don't know, someone from my family. Let's say that I get like dogs and people know about my family. And they start attacking like my family, specifically. Let's say they have a kid, my kid, and let's say that my kid died, instead of attacking me for the death of my kid. That is completely different, right? There's a huge difference between you having a disagreement with someone on ideas than someone is attacking your personal life and they're doing it in a ridiculous way. You are, in a way, co-signing that kind of behavior. There's people I will never have on my channel. For example, doxers that I know are doxers, like Ethan and Ralph, for example, because I don't like doxing. I don't like life ruining behavior, which is something that, for example, what's his name, Medicare would say. You know, Medicare would say there's standards on the internet. We have standards. When you start engaging on, um, when you start engaging on life ruining, uh, that at that point is where I have big problems. Hello, Agree. Welcome. I'm just gonna. This is a little bit of drama that happened yesterday. I want to go over it. I just didn't see it, and I want to see what happens. But the whole point about all of these is there are lines in the sand, and there's people that crosses those lines, and at that point, I like it is it is moral even to not give them a voice, and there's people that are going to disagree with me because the First Amendment. But the reality of the thing is, even the First Amendment has limits, and the First Amendment is about what you can scream into the air. That doesn't mean I have to fucking platform you. Obviously, I'm working as a publisher, so they're kind of a bit different. I'm not saying that Torps should have their channels banned or anything like that, but it doesn't mean I don't want them. They have to be on a channel, or I will give them a channel. I'm a little bit different in some senses. Like if I ever see Grace or Ben come over to my channel, I may give them a chance to explain themselves. Not because I care. It's I like drama, so I like to engage in both sides of drama sometimes. But in general, I don't even know if I have a debate with Forbes again. They're a handful. It's hard to have debates with them. It just is. And it's not even that I don't dislike him. It is what it is. Yeah, it's terrible for parents to do, especially, yeah, it's a horrible situation. I'm not gonna pretend to know that because it's not true. I don't know that, but yeah. Let's continue real quick.
Yeah, because you guys wouldn't co-sign all of Ryan I's behaviors or thoughts or ideas, but you still have us on. There's a difference.
Well, see, there's a difference. I could.
Yeah, they're leftists obviously are trying to fight for the little man, I guess. Which, by the way, the little man is not the Thorpes in this case. The little man would be Andrew, and would be the kid. That would be the little man. That would be the people we should be advocating for. Yeah. Don't use the death. Just don't use them. It's so gross. It's just gross. That's what it is. It's gross. It's so gross.
I could deal with people from different backgrounds and worldviews, and I could get along with them fine. I don't have to agree with them. But it's when they behave a certain way like that, they go past that line. Now you've crossed that line that now I can't even,
Glenn, if somebody
public,
has stock,
basically.
but if somebody has just to take sort of really quick, if someone does have stock with you, okay, so honestly, it's okay, I've never heard Flow State say anything terribly offensive, but I would say Powder Dusty would always be welcome on my channel, even if I heard him say something mean, because I know that he's a good guy. And so
I'm trying to.
It's one of those frustrating.
Are the Thorpes overall a good guy? I don't know. It doesn't even have to do with them being good or bad. It's just decency, right? There's normativity, and we have standards, and we have to act in accordance to the standards. You might not like him, but at the end of the day, you do have to. That's why we cannot just go on and go on a tirade of different words that we know will make our channel go boom boom. Yes, this is from last night.
Streaming thing. But I'm just saying, like,
The Thorpe thing happened last Saturday. It happened on Saturday.
okay, so you know, if somebody says something offensive, it's like if you're a good person,
It's not just
if you're a
saying
good
something
person,
offensive,
then
though. You
I'm,
guys are
I
trying to
would
do-
I would sp- I would have you up on my show for 30 minutes if I think you're a good person, even if you said something bad, right? I'm not gonna do cancel culture myself.
Okay, he's full of fucking shit. Him, Kel, this fucker, okay, all of them will kick you off YouTube in a quicker than anybody can ever. You know, they will ban you before you say ban. The moment they could do it, they will fucking do it. Okay, it's full of shit. I'm not gonna pretend to be part of cancel culture. These guys invented fucking cancel culture. Okay, they destroyed the internet. They kick so many people off YouTube. It's it's insane. It is fucking insane. So this is a fucking lie. Fucking liars.
Sure. Okay, Duck. You guys are trying to act like it was one instance of something they said, and that's not the case. The Thorpes have lied, they've manipulated, they have literally gone out of their way to be a pain in the ass on the internet. And I don't think they're bad people. I don't think that they're fundamentally evil people, but I don't have time or energy to fuck around with them. I don't want to.
Okay, but
Yeah,
you,
but
you
it's
gotta
not
be able to.
For coming
You
in
gotta
with
be able to
another
I don't feel-
$50 super chat. He says it's Glenn's channel. He can do whatever he wants. If he
Right.
wants,
That's the
calm down.
point.
Never lucky. I'm glad that that they're fine. And yes, it's very stressful. But I'm glad they're fine. And yeah, sorry about that. I agree.
Right? Like,
Well, that's our point.
it's you know, I said I don't want them on. I wouldn't want them on my channel. I think they fuck Kel over. She doesn't. I don't
Salute to
know
you,
why,
Grub.
because
Thank you, sir.
literally, you know, canceling a few days before an event is in fact fucking somebody over, right?
Yes.
Like,
Yeah, well,
that's-
you might see it that way, but hang on. If the point is that like Glenn can do whatever he wants on his channel, you can do whatever you want on your channel. It doesn't sound like that's your point. It sounds like you're saying that someone else should do what you want with their channel.
I don't give a shit what other people do with their channel.
No.
No,
Well, I'm saying the arguments that you guys are
What did I
making.
say?
Hang on.
Grid is
Let me
saying-
clarify. The arguments you guys are making are regarding like what, like you're saying that like we're like someone's endorsing stuff that the Thorpes do by bringing them on their
said
channel.
I
don't.
feel, that's me. This is me.
Crap. Okay. This is fucking word wizardry. Okay, that's how we call it. That's how we call the word wizardry. If they're trying to if they're trying to, okay, you prefer that than the gorilla? I'll do the hellstand next. This guy is capping. Okay, he's trying to have like a proper logical debate when we're talking about moral standards, which he has none, by the way. So it's kind of hard to come to a conclusion when it comes to this.
If I would bring, so let's say you did something ridiculous. Let's say you're on a live stream and you just knocked the bitch out, just blah, right, for no reason. For me, I wouldn't have you on my panel because I don't condone that behavior. Probably if I were you, regardless
Yeah,
if it was on
I think I
somebody's
wouldn't
stream,
either. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and I would think that like, me and you could be cool, but you know what? What you did is so egregious that I don't want to be associated with that.
Yeah, I think that's totally fine. But again, it sounds like Grid was suggesting that Kel, right, because of things that she dealt with them, that she should not.
I literally said I don't know why she's not pissed about it. I said I would be pissed about it. I literally said I don't understand why she's not. They fucked her over. That's a simple, plain fact.
Yes.
She cannot.
That seems to be she doesn't seem to feel that way.
I don't
She,
know
in
about
fact,
this.
she
about it.
she
I
seems to
would prefer
disagree.
less.
She seems to disagree that they fucked
I would
her. They
actually
fucked her
Just
over.
And
because
I
somebody
said-
is younger
I
and doesn't
literally
have
said
the
that.
parameter of professionalism does
Yeah.
not mean that they are correct, not feeling taken advantage of. Nobody's caring about feelings. The professional parameters say you give X amount of time, you didn't. It's disrespectful. It's beyond that. It's unprofessional. That's all.
Yeah, but nobody's saying the Thorpes
That's
are professional.
agreeable
Like, I
fucking-
don't think anybody. It just seems
That's
like
an
Kel doesn't
agreeable
feel
thing.
betrayed. And you seemed like this whole argument started like because you guys were
understand what
saying
happened.
you guys were
Ryan?
demanding in a
Talking
sense
out of
that
it.
Kel
I
feel
like
more
you're
betrayed than
talking
she
out of
did.
it.
Grid said.
No, I
Do
see. I
you
see
know
what
what
Ryan
happened?
is saying.
Brian?
Ryan is saying, why are you taking on an offense for someone else when that
Yeah,
other
I'm not
person doesn't
taking on
even
the
have the offense? That's what he's getting at, right, Ryan?
Sorry, can you say it again?
It's like you're saying, why are you taking on an offense that someone else that they don't even have?
Yeah, basically, yeah. And it's like very aggressively, like frankly.
I'm always
Yeah.
very.
I don't know about Jeremy. I think he's based, but he's he was kind of weird yesterday. I didn't know where he was in the political spectrum or anything. He went after Kel hard though, and he's correct in a lot of things he said. The only thing that kind of rubbed me the wrong way was when they asked him, like, when he said he doesn't have relationship, he has situationships. That's fucking weird. Other than that, it was, yeah, he's kind of he seemed like a cool guy. Well, yeah, I have nothing to say. I don't think he's a moron. Today he was with Kale. They were talking about Circa and the PDF ring, and apparently Kel went to a Circa party, and Gibbs was trying to, tell her that the guy's Epstein like, PDF, and this woman didn't connect point A to point B and was like crashing out during Grid's stream because the connection between point A and point B was too hard. What do you mean I was in danger with a bunch of PDFs? You didn't mean PDF, the file, the one you sent between people? Oh, I misunderstood. How could I? Oh my god, it's so hard. I can't. That was the funniest shit ever, by the way. Oh my god. What do you mean? Oh, I thought you asked me to send you my information in PDF format. I didn't realize that you were talking about the other kind of PDF in the internet. Yeah, people are trying to look out for these dumbass, and she's she's too dumb to go from point A to point B on her own. Oh man, and I'm not even trying to attack her at this point. It's just fucking too much. Oh my god. If I can't do a Kel has this retarded way of speaking that it's impossible to like make it. Well, the thing is, like, I don't know, it's so fucking weird. I need to be an Adderall in order for me to get that kind of voice, I guess. It's oof. Anyway, let's continue. Let's try to watch more than 10 minutes. I'm gonna have the same problem lower class has.
I hear what you're saying. I get that. All I'm saying is, when it comes to that behavior, when I said like when they were talking about someone's deceased kid, that to me is a line that I don't want anybody to cross. I don't feel comfortable people crossing that. I think that's a hard no for me. And that's why.
That's honest.
It-
That's honest though. But that's honest, right? You know, at least people know where you stand and where your boundaries are. Period.
Mhm.
The fuck does he mean? Oh, that's honest. Now we know. Now we finally know what the line is. Were you confused before, Duck? Oh, I'm sorry. I've never been fucking confused about not bringing kids when it comes to a conversation of ideas or anything else. You know? The only reason you might bring a kid up, a special disease one, is to say I'm fucking sorry.
Yeah,
And it's
I
not
think
that I
that's
have a
totally
beef
fair.
with them. I don't
And-
have
and-
a beef
and-
with them.
And to
I
be
don't
clear,
either,
I also
yeah.
find that disgusting. And like, what I remember, when like Brittany Venti made that one video
Yep.
about like the same topic, and I mean, I never liked her in the first place.
Oh, inward. No, you had to be way more direct. You had to explain the meaning of the word PDF because she gets confused very easily. She gets fucking confused very easily. You know, if you say PDF, she's thinking about the files. You know, 'cause she works at a she works selling cards, and sometimes you need to do paperwork, and you send it by PDF. So she gets very confused. You have to be very, very clear. You have to hold her hand so that she can go from point A to point B. My God.
But I was absolutely it was one of the first times I ever actually genuinely felt bad for Andrew Wilson, and I hate her for that. I'll never forgive her for making me feel sympathy for the Wilsons. So I'm with you there.
Well,
You know,
that's Ryan, did you see the stream that they recently did?
Not all of it, no.
Like, yeah, it was pretty awful. Like, they literally
Yo, Doomerang, welcome. Yes. I said if we ever get 10 people on chat, I'll play the song.
said that Rachel was a negligent mother.
Yeah, it's a gross thing to say. I mean, I don't, and obviously, again, I like I don't endorse that, but doesn't mean I'll never speak to them again.
The
I've also-
Wilsons
I've-
don't.
like,
The
just for the
Wilsons
record-
talk
hang
about.
on.
The Wilsons talk about
Hang on,
raising
guys.
a Christian family on the internet.
Well,
though.
time out.
Let's
Time
just
out.
be very, 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 very clear
Fine.
about what the
fine,
Wilsons
but
do.
Let
What
me
does that have to
finish.
do?
Hang on.
What does that have to do with like the
That has nothing.
What the fuck does that have to do with anything? Oh, you know that the Wilsons are like telling people to be Christian. What the fuck does that have to do with anything? I don't know. Is anyone confused? I am confused. Duck gives us Duck's a bad name. I thought you were Duck for a while, to be honest, with Robert Ducky. I was like, this guy, it's fucking Duck. It's fucking Duck. So no, it's an alt account. I might be wrong though. I need, you know, I self-controlled. I didn't say anything to you that was bad, but I thought about it. I was like, this guy, fuck this guy. Who the fuck? What the fuck has to do with anything? Oh, you know the Wilson set forth doctrine once. That means that I can just go ahead and talk about the deceased kid or something. What the fuck? What an asshole!
Wow.
To do
Their
with
son.
accidents that happen.
You're
Okay.
you're gonna tell
And
moms and dads. I don't care what happened to you. You're gonna tell moms and dads how to raise their families on the internet. Like who
What the fuck are you talking
who
about?
does that?
Doug?
What
Shut
are
The
you?
fuck are you
up.
talking about? I said something.
You-
What the fuck? What the fuck is going on?
very
don't
fucking
know.
simple.
You
Go
obviously
fuck
have
yourself.
no
Rachel.
clue what
Hold
you're
on.
talking
Hey, how
about.
about this? Fuck you, Grid.
Hold on,
You fucking
let
piece of
let
shit.
Doug
Fuck you.
Rachel,
Doug,
though.
Fuck you,
can you-
bitch.
Jeez.
You fucking
Whoa, whoa.
pussy.
What the hell's going on? We went from, hey, these are standards, to, oh, but they're Christian. attacking Grid. This is why I love. This is the reason why I just love drama. Cause you never know who's gonna crash out where.
Whoa, hey,
Whoa,
Doc, can
whoa,
you expand what you're
What's
talking
up?
about? Like, can you
I'm not.
clarify what you're
I don't
talking
need to
about?
explain anything. I'm saying if you're gonna tell people how to parent on the internet, and
they don't.
Who's doing that?
then
Is what I'm
then
Who
you
the fuck
open
are you
yourself
talking
to
about?
criticism.
Yeah,
He's
who's-
talking about the will.
If you're gonna tell people how to parent on the internet, that means I got carte blanche to attack your family. What? Mr. Quackmire here is having a hard time thinking. The thunking is not doing its thunking correctly. I made. Oh my god, what a moron. Oh, Doc, if you ever see this, because I know sometimes you like to come and fucking see me, I want you to know that you get the stamp of approval of the moron of the year for this. It's so fucking stupid. Oh my god.
Telling
Wilsons.
people how to the
The
Wilsons.
fucking Wilsons. What the
We're telling
fuck is
people
When
wrong
how
did
with
to
they
you?
ever do
Do you
that?
understand what happened, Duck?
I
Do
don't
you
give a
understand how
fuck.
far out of your ass you're talking?
Fuck you.
Okay,
I don't
hold
think
on,
he is
I'm
talking
trying
out of
to-
his
I'm
ass.
trying
You're
to-
a
I
piece
don't
of
think
shit.
you do.
Hey,
I don't
You're a
think
piece
you
of
do.
shit, Grid.
I am a piece of shit, but you're less than a
There you
piece
go.
of shit.
Fuck you.
Are you trying to say that?
Is that Glenn back in the day? Way back in the day?
can mom
Like
can mom
later.
say something? Can I finish
Hold
what
on.
I was trying to say real quick to Ryan,
Oh, did
please?
Duck leave?
He-
Duck left. He
Oh,
ninja vanished.
Ryan.
He needs to have left.
Yeah,
Um,
he was going too far with that.
Well,
Ryan.
okay. I was trying to understand what he's trying to say. Was he saying that the Wilsons tell people how to parent?
That's exactly
Yeah,
what he was
Fuck yeah,
I
they
think
do.
that's what
Fuck
he
the
was-
Wilsons.
Absolutely,
Fuck
absolutely they
them.
do. Yeah.
Just kidding. I'm kidding.
Hang on.
I mean, yeah, they absolutely do. And also, not only do they do that, but they also advocate for what I find to be absolutely disgusting things. I've heard them go on a panel and argue to criminalize people who wear like certain, like they want to go back to decency laws that like would literally criminalize trans people basically for wearing clothes that
Oh my god, they want to criminalize stuff. They're talking about the culture and how to do criminal stuff, and they're just they're asking they're going there, they're asking questions, they're telling what they would like to see in society. Oh wow, these motherfuckers do the same thing, by the way. They go all the time, and they're like, oh, if you misgender people, that should be a crime. Oh, if you misgender people, that should be X. Oh, if you misgender it, fuck these guys, okay? Just fuck these guys. I know there's I know there's a lot of people that will maybe get a little bit annoyed because I'm just pausing it and be like super angry at these fuckers. But in reality, that's what these guys do. They go on and they will tell you how you're supposed to fucking parent. They are the ones who will tell you how you're supposed to parent and how much of a bad parent you are because you're not telling your kid how much of an awesome person they are. Oh, you went on and you didn't tell your kid that she was doing the perfect right thing when she told you that she wanted to be trans. So you're a horrible person. Oh, but they're gonna come here and tell you. They're gonna come here and fucking tell you that a person that's talking about policy and what they would like to be changed in society are horrible fucking people, and you can do anything you want to them and talk shit about their kids. No, fuck him. Fuck this fucker. This is ridiculous. I just. Whew. This is why I tell you. Never Lucky, that I fucking hate this guy. This is why I just fucking hate this guy. Because every single time he comes with the worst fucking takes in the universe. Good to see you, Abe. Welcome. Good to fucking see you. 4 more, and we get to play the Emmett song.
The Wilsons don't agree with. If they're advocating for much very, very dangerous things, and like I'm not endorsing saying like discussing things about their children. I again I find that abhorrent. But like to pretend that they don't also advocate for absolutely horrific things. I won't do that. I won't.
You understand what?
By the way, this fucker didn't even see the stream. This fucker right here didn't even fucking see the stream, and he is spotting us his fucking ass. Oh god. And you know what? They don't need me to defend them. I'm commenting on this because it's ridiculous that I see this motherfucker getting a full platform and being being given any kind of fucking respect. I'm sorry to say this, but Grid did take an L today. And the only L he took was apologizing to Ryan, because this is fucking stupid. He's wrong. He said it himself. He doesn't even know what the fuck was said. He's just talking out his fucking ass.
What happened, Ryan?
Ryan,
You don't
I
understand
understand.
what happened.
I understand completely. Don't. No, you shut the fuck up, Grid. I understand completely. I'm being very reasonable.
Everybody
Ryan.
shut the fuck up.
Hold on.
This is
Grid,
what
hold on.
happened. Andrew Wilson's young son went for a ride with someone who hit an object, and his kid died. That's nothing to fuck with, Ryan.
And I never said it was. I never fucking defended that, Grid. So stop. Can you stop saying? Can you stop?
You're the lowest piece of shit I've ever seen in my life.
Stop pretending that defending that. No, fuck you, Grid. Don't assign that shit to me. Don't assign that to me. I'm not defending anyone bringing that up.
You are absolutely fucking defending the Thor.
They are defending it. He's changing the fucking idea, okay? We saw it. I mean, I can go back, and we can go back to when Crash Out Duck crashed out. But the whole point that they're doing is, oh, we should still interact with the fucking Torps because it wasn't that bad. Shit. So, no, this was a small L from Grid. When I took my L, I took my L because I was it wasn't even because of Cal. I didn't think it wasn't the perfect thing to say, but it was funny. But attacking like Grid when he's been only nice to me, that was a different thing. Now, I don't have any kind of niceness towards any of these guys, and the reason why is because I don't give a fuck about any of these guys. And they would, if they could, attack me personally all the fucking time. And they do. The other day, Ryan, for example, just went on and attacked me because of evolution. He wanted me to be like, oh, he's an evolution denier. And I didn't allow it. Why would I? And the reason is because I don't have to. I don't have to allow these fuckers to do anything. You just don't. But yeah, fuck these guys. Like, they will come in and be all morally righteous and shit. In reality, they're not. They are probably some of the worst fucking humans in the internet. And they will defend this kind of behavior. We are seeing it. He is doing it. He's like, I'm so indignant. Fuck him.
Absolutely not. Stop projecting on me, bitch. No, fuck you. Don't assign that shit to me.
Ryan, stop.
Yeah, I just did assign it to you because that's what you said.
Wait.
No, you're full of shit. That's absolutely not what I said.
Hey,
Show me the clip. Show me the clip where I defended that.
Hang on.
Hold on, you guys.
Right.
Stop.
Good
He
mom.
never said that, he endorsed or condoned or even approved of.
I in fact specifically condemned it, frankly.
No, he didn't. He was like, well, yeah, it's you know what? It's kind of bad that they went on and they do that this way, but I would still like talk to them and be like, help and put them on the platform. And I don't understand why you want to be cancel culture. Also, I want to cancel every one of you. Fucking idiot. Now I understand that. Like, I challenged Ryan to a debate. The debate was about the numbers of his own fucking study. And he didn't accept. And the reason why he didn't accept is because he's fucking wrong. He knows it. He was like, I'm gonna go ahead and think about it. He's not thinking about it. He's he was fucking running away as fast as possible. Also, Abe, I hope you get to at least sleep a little bit. Yeah, he knows what he's doing. He's a fucking idiot. That's what he is. And he will be all morally indignant too. How dare you? How dare you say that I did that? I never did that. I never thought it. I never thought about it. But he would. As I said, he would. The moment you would allow him to deplatform you, he would. 100% he would. They do it. They've done it. I've seen it happen. Fucking percolator. Yeah. I lost some of the best fucking entertainment on YouTube to these fuckers. Okay? Medicare had to delete the whole library of all the work he did during his whole career because of these motherfuckers. You have to go fishing for like the whole Medicare content because it's not here anymore. It's not on his channel anymore because of these fuckers. Okay? The kill stream is dead and gone. All of it. You know? There's like some episodes that you can find here and there, like the Boulder episode. And the reason why is because of these fuckers. There's episodes gone from even the H2H3 deleted his episode with Jordan Peterson. I'm Sargon of Akkad, I think, lost a couple of channels. There's a bunch of people that lost all of his channels and maybe his livelihood, and they got canceled. It was fucking... It sucked. There's a bunch of videos that are no longer on YouTube because of these fuckers. Yeah. Also, I will never delete one of my lives. I might delete sections if something happens, but I'm not going to delete them because I stand by what I say most of the time. I didn't even delete the lower class him because even though I had a nail there, I still think it's cool. Like, people can go ahead watch it. It's funny as hell. You know, if you're gonna go ahead and tag somebody and do a drama stream or do anything like this, why are you gonna delete it? Sucks. There are some reasons why you would delete a live, I guess. So maybe the never is a little bit off, but in general, I wouldn't do it.
Yeah. So I'm wondering. I want to know what you said something about, like what the Wilsons are saying about clothing is dangerous. Can you tell me how clothing is dangerous? I need to know advocate of clothing.
It's disgusting. Oh my god. It's disgusting. Having some fucking moral standards is disgusting to you sucker.
Yeah, I'll clarify.
You know what is disgusting? This guy would go on ahead and be like, yeah, I would go ahead and hook up with any girl and discard them the next day. That is fucking disgusting. Okay? It is. It just is disgusting. Like, just using people and being like, yeah, and use you and discard you. That's fucking disgusting. And that's all they do. That's all these fuckers want to do. They see people as objects that they can use and discard.
It's not that clothing is dangerous. It's that clothing would become dangerous if the Wilsons got their way in the world. They will advocate for laws that would criminalize people for wearing clothes that they don't like, and I find that horrifying. I don't endorse that, and I don't endorse the stuff that the
they advocate
did.
for it, or they use it as a debate tactic.
Mr. Bill, you want to?
It seems like a genuine belief they have.
That seems not fair, Grid, because if someone's arguing for something over and over again in a debate, I might start to assume, even if, like, me and, Gibbs, if you see him do a debate once where it's like, okay, he's clearly defending.
This reminds me of the time I went on and I asked them if I would enforce marriage, and they just advocated the position to me. Like they went on and said, "You want to do it," and I'm asking a question. One, it's not horrifying. Standards should be upheld. There is clothing. One of the main ways that we have decided that we're gonna have a difference in gender, which is the same as sex, by the way, is by clothing. Women have this kind of clothing which are for them, dresses, etc., and men have this kind of clothing which are for them, like jeans. And that difference, the difference between man and woman, is accentuated that way, and it's something that we have as a standard. The fact that we're blurring that line to the point where they just want people to not even fucking know who the fuck is a woman, who the fuck is a man, that's retarded. It's bad, okay? Sorry for the word. Sorry for the word, YouTube. But it's bad. It's a really bad thing to do. Having the standards is important. We should have standards. Why? Because standards are the only way we can have any kind of societal glue at all. Without standards, there's no glue in society. None at all. How are we gonna tell you that you're acting wrongly? We have no standards. And you're gonna be like, well, but who cares? I care. Anybody who has a kid cares. Anybody who has anybody who wants to go out in society cares. I can't. But they would go on and defend the Thorps, and they're fucking failing in the standard. And the only way they will do is with a two clockwork when they were like, oh my god, they want to use they want to impose decency standards. They want to impose decency standards. Like, we hadn't had decency standards since forever. I think I used this argument with you, Abe, in Verbal Combat when we were talking about the death penalty. And one of the things that I said is, well, if we see in the past and we see now, and we see there's a decadence, and one of the things that we are removing is the death penalty, can we add that to some of the reasons why we're seeing these degradation? And I think it's a good argument. People might say that it comes to a point which it can become a slippery slope. But the truth is, it is a good argument when you go into changes in society. There might be a lot more changes, right? But one of those changes is that. So I guess we can argue about the degree. If we're an actual debate, we can go to the degree of how it affects. Oh my god.
Defending my side and going for that, it's like, okay, one thing. But if you seem like someone like defending that, it like seems like their intrinsic beliefs, right? I have to get that correct.
No, wait a second.
I argue it all the time.
There's an argument that works. Of course.
Hold on, you guys.
And it's
Mr. Bill wants to talk, and I want
asked-
Mr. Bill to chime in.
Ask Beth a question that might clarify this. Hey, Beth, who is forced to watch The Crucible?
Nobody.
Nobody's. Wow. That's kind of interesting. If nobody's forced to watch it,
Bill's booming out. He has no idea what anyone's talking about.
Don't you think that's a weak ass argument? Don't you think that's a weak ass argument? That is something
Listen,
to get enough.
Kids, hang on.
Oh my god, I wish I had stayed. If I knew this was gonna happen, I would have stayed. But in reality, I was watching Lower Class, and I thought Lower Class stream was way more interesting. But you know why I thought it was way more interesting? The reason why I thought it was way more interesting is because they were talking about how important was sex, and at some point I was just like, I don't care enough to have that argument. And I didn't know it was brewing under the water, that this was brewing under the water. I thought it was gonna be like a very passing thing where everybody understood that, talking about the deceased kid of somebody was a bad fucking thing to do. Apparently I was wrong. I didn't realize that these were so... I didn't know this was such a stupid idea. I didn't know there were such stupid people on the internet. My bad. Will never happen again. I'm gonna stop giving such grace, I guess.
So hold on,
Listen.
continue. So, what kind of clothing laws would this be? I'm just kind of curious. Like, are we saying like girls?
Oh my god. Glenn's just steering the water at this point.
Have to wear crop tops no more? Because I would have a problem with that.
I'm not sure if that's the line they would take, but I know they've specifically.
I would definitely
argued,
not want to see you in a crop top, Ryan. I don't want to see you in a crop.
Sure, that's fine. Would you make it illegal for me to wear a crop top?
Exactly. Yeah, because it makes you uncomfortable. That's a problem.
I would definitely not let
Show
you
me
in the
where they've
club.
said that,
You're
Ryan.
not allowed in the club.
Yeah, if you go on to modern day debate, there's a debate that Rachel and Andrew did. Hang on, I'll see if I can find the specific debate. But like specifically, what they were arguing was for laws.
Also,
I know
hang on. Let me be very specific.
Who the fuck cares? Who the hell fuck cares? Who cares? It has nothing to do with the argument. It's a two-quoque. It means absolutely nothing. It's just a fucking two-quoque. Oh my god. How dare you have standards?
Hey,
Hang
I'm
on.
right that it can't be a debate tactic if it's one specific debate. But I agree that if it's something that you're arguing over and over again, people might be inclined to believe that that's your belief. But if it's a one-time thing, I don't think people think that Gibbs thinks masculinity is a bad force in
hang
politics.
on, hang on. This has to do with, I know where this was brought up. It had to do with Christian ethics and are they good for our country? Okay, now you can take that.
Tu quoque is it's a how about you. So what they're doing is, we're talking about the moral standard that they're trying to impose at not accepting the Thorpes, and they're like, well, but what about them? You know, they have this debate where they say this thing that I don't like. What about them? It's a tu quoque. I don't think it's a non sequitur. It's just a tu quoque. What about them?
Topic. And you can frame it a multitude of ways where the argument is still applicable as far as when it comes
Catch me in page 22nd, Raging Tomato.
I know. When?
The 22nd.
Badass.
Nice.
But like,
Knock her out.
Listen, I mean, yeah, number one, you don't have to watch any of what they're saying. And I understand where you're coming from, but on the same note, sometimes you will have an argument that can be applicable to the same topic, even though the debate prompt is slightly different each different way. You know what I'm saying? It can still work. And if it's a good point and it works, why wouldn't you use it? I do that all the time. And real quick, Ryan, what I was trying to say to you before is like, I understand, like I was even telling Kel before, people talk a lot of shit on the internet and it's sometimes hard to tell what's real and what's not. But like, I hope that you're at least, open enough to like look at what was actually said and go off of that, because like, dude. And then on top of that, we should have some kind of standards of each other as human beings. Children should be off the fucking table, period.
Sorry, I'm going to disagree with that. I don't think, I agree that.
I'm gonna disagree with that. Cool. I don't understand what is the disagree. I'm gonna try to find the disagreement. I don't think we can have standards. That's gonna be the disagreement. Pretty sure.
Intrinsically, they should be. But if you bring your kids up and you're using them as a leverage tactic, other people can bring your kids up.
What the fuck is... And she can vote. Okay? I'm gonna go ahead and use an EOD. Well, these people can vote. What the fuck is... Is she under a fucking rock now, or what? No, the argument was, if the other people bring it up, so it's, it's open. Everybody can go ahead and comment on that. Let's say that I fucking agree, which I don't, but let's say I agree. Let's pretend I agree. Fine. who brought it up? Because I'm fucking sure it wasn't Andrew. The whole point is the Thorpes decided on their own to bring on and start talking shit when it came to a kid. Oh my god, it's this is actually frustrating. It's kind of infuriating to see a person and to be so dumb when it comes to argumentation. She goes on, repeats like 3 or 4 phrases when it comes to arguments, and pretends that she knows what the arguments fucking are. And I don't mean that in that, oh, it's a woman. It's not a woman thing. Paige is probably a very good debater if you actually let her talk. She understands arguments. She understands argumentation. She understands how arguments should be presented. What are you trying to do with an argument? Okay. I still believe that some of the worst ways to make an argument, for example, is making arguments out of I know you want to. I don't think you want to. I don't think anybody wants to be near this person live, to be honest. I'd be very surprised if anybody wants to actually be. And I don't even dislike Kel in a horrible sense. I just think she's completely fucking wrong and she's dumb as a rock. But it's not like I think she's a bad person. She's just the dumbest. She's the dumbest woman on the internet. And for some reason, fucking Greed loves having her on. Which is fine. It's content, you know, that's why. It's like, oh, there's a person. We're gonna go ahead and have a conversation, and we're gonna get some content out of it. I guess that's the point. Oh, I fucked up.
I agree. Anything you leave
Hold
offline.
on, Kel. Andrew didn't bring his kids up.
Yeah, he wasn't even there.
No, I was just saying she in context of that debate. So if you push back on that, people's kids should be left off the table. I agree. But if you're using them as leverage, expect
in
other people.
what way, Kel?
Yeah.
No, I'm not saying Andrew did that, but when she sets the standard as people's kids should be left off the table, I agree. You should leave your kids off the table, but just expect that if you bring your kids up, other people will bring your kids up. I'm not talking about Andrew Wilson. I'm just saying in general for the standard we're setting.
So let's say that I'm debating, or I bring up parenting and how. Hang on, I bring up parenting.
Yeah, one of the reasons I never use me as a standard, and whenever I hear people ask me, well, are you a parent? And I'm never gonna answer that question. Well, there's 2 answers: no, and I have 200 kids at the same time. That's that's my answer. Every single kid is mine, and I don't have any at the same time. Is that a contradiction? Find out yourself. I don't give a crap. Okay, but the reason why is because I'm not trying to personalize the argument. I don't care about the personalization of it. If I have a kid, you have no right to know. If I don't have a kid, you have no right to know. It makes no difference when it comes to arguments. None.
And how maybe sometimes even
there are emotional appeals that you can make that I guess can be made, but they're just emotional appeals, right? They're not actual arguments.
Just looking at the value of success or what denotes success, I could argue that, some aspects of success as a parent, especially, we tend to look at our kids to judge our success in life.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So then would it be reasonable for the other side to say, speaking of children, being your success, let's talk about your daughter who's doing X, Y, and Z. Is that really successful for you?
Yeah, no, I agree. And yeah, I should definitely clarify that in like that
Okay.
number one. Where it's like, of course you can use your leverage as a parent because of course you gain additional life experience from parenting that like we don't have right now, that we're not equipped with. So when you use that, that's different than being like,
Yeah.
My specific son, naming my son, blah blah, played on
Exactly.
blah, and da 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 da, and you put all their personal details out there, and someone else comes back with it as leverage. I still
Right.
think it's wrong. It's not the kid's fault. It's not the kid's. That's the bottom line is it's not the kid's fault, and it was not the kid's fault who brought it up. However, if you do bring up your own personal details as leverage, expect them to be weaponized. That's
Well,
just how it is.
There's
But
also
yeah,
a
but in
difference in
This has nothing to
conversation.
do with-
parent
You're
knowledge
talking-
is nothing. Yeah.
There's a difference between discussing parenting styles and things that that nature within those aspects, and then making it absolutely a personal attack.
Exactly.
totally
You
different.
like grid. You wouldn't be like, oh, my son, Austin, on this specific high school debate or like debate team or gun team or whatever the fuck. Makes me so proud because ABC and like give all the details of your kid's life. You have, of course, brought up, oh yeah, my kid's on a gun school or like a gun club at school, and I would never ever like go look into
The
that
shooting
further.
team,
It's
yeah.
just, but yeah, sorry, gun club, shooting team, same thing.
So that still shouldn't qualify it as being ammunition.
Exactly. That's just like you.
This is how I feel every time I debate Vibe, by the way. They go on a circle, and when they are on my side, they pretend I agree with them from the beginning. It's like, okay, let's try to go ahead and see what the fuck is going on with your argument. And they're like, well, I think we agree. And I'm like, I don't think we agree, but let's try. Let's fucking try. And then we move through the argument and we come to my position that he agrees with. And he's like, you see, I agree with you. And I'm like, the fuck you're talking about? You agree with me. I don't agree with you. You ended up agreeing with me. Okay, let's continue.
Using your knowledge like as equipment, and so people use that as leverage, but there should be a delineation where you shouldn't bring up your personal, like your kids' personal lives at all. And if someone uses that, that's like a very easy slam dunk. That's how I'm like, obviously your kids are involved, so it's different, but I'm like, when someone does something that under the board, it seems like a pretty easy slam dunk that everyone would co-sign, left, right, where it's like, you shouldn't bring dead kids. Like I came into the kid chat the other day and someone was like, oh, you like, aren't you like a new Thorpe orbiter? Like they're bringing up Andrew's dead kids right now. And I was like, I don't know like the nature of this, but I was like, can someone just tell me that you're not like weaponizing someone's like child's deaths like as leverage? And like no one would say anything. I'm like,
I'll send you the link, sweetheart. I'll send you the link.
Yeah, and so just for the record, I think it's there's kind of this underlying implication that like anybody here is I mean, like Kel's making a very specific case, but no one here is defending the Thorpes doing that, bringing that up, or anybody like bringing that up in like a some vile way. Or all I was saying, and I said this again after explicitly condemning them for bringing that up, right, before Grid went off the handle at me. What I was saying is that the Wilsons do, like the Thorpes, in fact, advocate for very disgusting things. What I'm saying is that like there are standards that yes, I think yes, exactly, right. And we are talking about opinions here. We're talking about people's thresholds, people's boundaries. And I'm saying that I find certain things that they advocate for absolutely abhorrent and disgusting and borderline evil. From
because it's about him, you know. This is what I tried when I was talking to him the other day in Abe's channel. I went on and I attacked him directly, and I was like, "Hey, can you fucking instead of being general on your bullshit, instead of being all instead of being personal on your bullshit, can you generalize? Can you give me a general point?" Okay, I explained this the other day as well. The reason why I asked for general points is because I don't care about his fucking perspective. How is his perspective wrong? How is my perspective wrong? If we're gonna go ahead and just be about perspectives, and I did it during the debate, I just started saying, well, I think, well, I believe, well, I'm me, and if I'm gonna do that, What he did? Nothing. He could say shit. What was he gonna do? He knew the moment he was gonna tell me I'm wrong, I was gonna go ahead and pounce on fucking him. That second. Because it's a debate tactic. That is an actual debate tactic. How are you gonna tell me I feel something wrong? I'm gonna take. I'm not gonna chair react. I'm gonna go get some coffee real quick. I'm gonna leave it playing. I'm gonna be listening to it. If something egregious happens in the next 2 minutes, I'm gonna be super pissed. But I need to come to a point where I can stop these and get back to just drawing little things again. Oh no. I am so angry. I'm very mad at this whole fucking panel and thing. I don't think I really don't think Greed should have apologized for this. It's a bad look. It's just not great. Anyway, I'm gonna leave it playing. I'll be listening to it and I'll be back.
From my worldview, but that doesn't mean that I won't talk to them, right? I was on Andrew's like 200K subscriber special and shit. Like I've been talking to him for 5 years. I don't disavow him. I disavow his worldview. But like and so there are people who cross boundaries in ways that I don't endorse. That doesn't mean that I'm never going to talk to them, right?
When it comes down to the decency question that they had brought up, in all actuality, what triggered it bringing up and what they pointed to the most were parades that are being held where we have, and this includes, by the way, even with the Me Too movement, mostly naked people walking up and down the street, making very lewd gestures with children watching.
You have
That's
like a
kind
reference?
of disgusting.
Yeah, so just to be 100%, hang on. Please, that's explicitly not what I'm referring to, and it's not what they were referring to and what I'm talking about. I posted a link in the back.
Brought up with
That's fine, Beth, but you don't know the debate that I'm referring to. So like what I'm telling you is that this is different than what you're. I guarantee this is different. I posted a link in the chat chat, right?
The link. Yeah. Do you have a time?
Yeah, this is a debate about trans people. It's not a debate about people walking around naked. And Rachel's specific. Okay, well then you understand this is not what you just said is not representative of what they were arguing about then, right? What they're talking about is a limit of 3 non-gender conforming pieces of clothing that they would make illegal. That has nothing to do with walking around naked, and you understand that, right?
It also the same argument has been used the same exact way that I just said, which goes back to my original point, which is that the same talking point can be used for multiple different prompts and still work.
Okay, well sure, but that's again like it's not really relevant because that's not the talking point that I'm referring to.
Do you know when
it's the same talking?
About 55 minutes in, 55:32.
Okay.
Imagine being able to build an app with your name on it just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44.
Under decency laws, there would be repercussions, usually a fine. Usually you would get fined.
Okay, so what are 3 gender pieces of clothing?
Hold on.
So if you're a man, you can't wear.
Shout out Stardust. We love Stardust.
Well, I reminded everybody of the Q&A there, Nina, and I'll pass it back to you to ask your question to Andrew there. So I'll give you like 20 to 30 seconds.
To remember the exact thing I was questioning, but how do you determine what is gender clothing?
You need to come off mute there, Andrew. You just have to open up the Zoom chat, and there you go.
Okay, you would use the rule of 3. That's what they used, the rule of 3. So 3 articles of clothing which were specific to the sex. And if you violated that for under decency laws, there would be repercussions, usually a fine. Usually you would get fined.
Okay, so what are 3 gender pieces of clothing?
So if you're a man, you can't wear a tutu, high heels, and a bow in your hair or something to that effect.
Right. Okay, well, Scottish people would generally, because would you count?
Do you understand that what he's talking about here is something that actually happens somewhere else?
It would work again.
He's using something he's advocating for currently. Yes.
He's not advocating for anything. He's using it as an example.
Europe and America for a long time. It worked.
Did you not understand English?
Obvious. If a man
used this argument for several prompts about this, where this argument.
You guys do know that nobody could understand it when you guys are talking over it, right?
Sorry.
Yes, it worked, Nina. It worked.
It worked. Oh, well, what is your metric for working? That's what I'm trying to.
We didn't have problems where people didn't know which bathroom they were supposed to go into. They always fucking knew. They always knew which shower they could go to. They knew which gym they could go to. They know what sports they could play.
Because of the clothing that they were wearing.
No,
That
because
is ridiculous.
the laws were uniform in saying that you had to conform to what your sex was because you have
These
to.
people are terrible debate.
Okay, so it's even worse. He's not even. I didn't remember the whole argument. I remember the argument about 3 pieces of clothing, and I thought he was talking about imposition of the rule. He was giving an example of a law that really existed, where they did this. Yeah. I'll probably be up. I don't know how long this thing goes, but it's gold, and I'm digging. So when I'm done, I'm hopefully gonna be done before 6. So I'll hit you up before 6. It is my God. Ryan is so stupid. How can he even? He doesn't understand the difference between ought and is. He doesn't understand the difference between different kinds of arguments. I am baffled. I'm just fucking baffled.
Let's take a pivot on that. Like, just really quick. I'm sorry. Just really quick. Like, okay, so how would that be determined? Do you want like genital checks or what?
No, that wasn't necessary before we started pumping everyone full of hormones, which is another thing that I would say we should stop.
Well, what
doing.
if somebody looks, a little bit
They
more
don't
masculine
unless they go get a bunch of hormones and all this sort of stuff. They don't generally. Okay,
No,
Susan,
Glenn, can you please pause for 1 second?
Yeah,
you said out of every million.
We're gonna let Rachel talk for a second here.
She's retarded!
Yeah, so just to be 100% clear, what she just said was that's another thing I would advocate for, right? So this isn't a hypothetical, right? She's saying that is another thing that I would advocate for, as in the second thing, referring to the first thing being what she just described. So it's not a debate tactic or whatever you're saying.
She said I would, not that I am advocating for, that I would advocate for.
Oh my God.
Where's the platform? Where is she getting signatures to make this happen?
By the way, this is something that already existed.
Hope my ass. Where did she make the argument?
Yeah.
You just heard it, dumbass.
Oh.
Where did she said she would make the argument. Where did she do it?
The thing she would argue for means something she endorses as a law she wants to happen.
All right, hold on.
Actually, they're suggesting that the law would solve a problem that is
There's endless credibility is insane.
All right, you guys, everybody be quiet.
Post out of it before we get into our Q&A, which I think will erupt into all kinds of more juicy discussion. So I hope you didn't lose your point while I reminded everybody of the Q&A there, Nina, and I'll pass it back to you to ask your question to Andrew there. So I'll give you like 20 to 30 seconds.
Don't remember the exact thing I was questioning, but how do you determine what is gender clothing?
You need to come off mute there, Andrew. You just have to open up the Zoom chat, and there you go.
Okay, you would use the rule of 3. That's what they used, the rule of 3. So 3 articles of clothing which were specific to the sex. And if you violated that for under decency laws, there would be repercussions, usually a fine. Usually you would get fined.
Okay, so what are 3 gender pieces of clothing?
Are we really just watching that again? Like, God. Fine. I guess we're too stupid to understand the argument. It's fine.
So if you're a man, you can't wear a tutu, high heels, and a bow in your hair, or something to that effect.
Right. Okay, well, Scottish people would generally, would you count like a purse?
No, this worked for hundreds of years. It would work again.
What do you mean it worked? What do you mean it worked?
This was a law on the books in most of Europe and America for a long time. It worked.
Yeah, the
Right.
rule
What
of
do you
three.
So if a man
Yes,
was
it worked,
walking
Nina.
around-
It
yes,
worked.
it worked.
Oh, well, what is your metric for working? That's what I'm trying to.
We didn't have problems where people didn't know which bathroom they were supposed to go into. They
Yeah.
always fucking knew. They always knew which shower they could go to. They knew which gym they could go to. They know what sports they
because
could play.
of the way the clothing that they were wearing.
No,
That is
because the
ridiculous.
laws were uniform in saying that you had to.
This is a terrible debate. I'm not gonna
to
lie.
conform to what your sex was because you have to.
I have
Question. Let's take a pivot on that. Like, wait, just really quick. I'm sorry.
Right.
Just really, like,
We'll
okay,
head
so
back to you,
how
Celeste,
would
in a
that be determined? Do you want like genital checks or what?
No, that
Oh my-
wasn't necessary before we started pumping everyone full of hormones, which is another thing that I would say we should stop
Well, what
doing.
if somebody looks?
Another thing we should
you
stop
know, a little
doing
bit
that
more
she would
masculine
say
than
we
they
should
are
stop doing.
Unless
female.
they
Well, I
look at a
happen to
bunch of
agree with
surgery
it.
and get a
Literally
bunch
said
of
earlier.
hormones and all this
Okay.
other stuff. They
Would
don't
say.
generally. Okay,
No,
so
Susan B. Anthony.
for
Susan B.
the
Anthony.
two,
Yeah,
for the
you
2
said
out
the
of
Susan B.
every
Anthony thing.
million.
We're gonna let
okay,
Rachel talk for a
guys.
second here, and then
We're not going
For
to
the-
base all of our
Start us.
laws on outliers. That's insane.
Yes,
Back to
yes,
you, Rachel.
exactly.
We
So for the let's say there's 2 out of every
Taken into consideration.
million men who are born that totally pass as women without hormones and surgery and costumes. Guys, you are women yourselves. Most trans people have, like these men that think they're women, they have to get wigs, they have to wear eyelash extensions, they have to get feminization surgery, they got to take hormones.
God
they have to
forbid.
go through great
Motherfucker,
lengths
I'm the most
to
masculine thing you've ever
pass-
met.
No, to pass as women. It's like a tiny sure, throughout history, have there always been like
Have you ever seen a
some
butch lesbian?
anomalies? Have there always been
Anomalies,
some anomalies
Nina.
of people? Meaning
have
it's
you
like
ever seen a butch
really,
lesbian?
really
They're
rare.
anomalies, Nina.
It's extremely
It doesn't matter.
rare.
So you think that
It
they
does
should
matter.
be unfair? Do you think that they should be unfairly jailed just because?
Crash out, Kel. Never disappoints. Crashing out in the middle of the camera. God. Fucking crash out. You know what? This deserves it. I think this deserves it.
Bro, I'm obviously. Bro, I'm obviously not. I told you like multiple times that I'm not fucking like gonna respond to like. I can't understand like just a whole like wall of like text. You can like say something and respond or not, but I'm like you're like obviously I'm not gonna engage with your argument like that. Like what? Like that's so lame. That's so
What is my
lame.
argument?
Thank you, Kel. Just thank you. Which clip? Because I didn't get it, but if you have a clip you want me to play, I'll play it. Just send it to me on Discord.
Ryan is living the high life.
I think that was risky. That was a risky thing to do. Let's see.
Do you think Ryan gets the good end of the stick? Everyone fucking hates Ryan.
Wow, wow, wow.
I've asked that question from the second I met Ryan. I was like, Ryan is living the.
Okay. A broken clock can be correct once or twice a day. She's a kind of broken clock, so it's hard for her to be right, but you know what? I'll watch that again.
Ryan is living the high life. Do you think Ryan gets the good end of the stick? Everyone fucking hates Ryan.
Wow, wow, wow.
I've asked that question from the second I met Ryan. I was like, Ryan is living the high life.
Oh lord.
Because somebody thinks
It's not
they're
unfair.
some type of way.
It wouldn't be
It's not unfair.
unfairly jailed. It would be
It's
like,
fair.
look,
It's fair
you
that they don't pass.
We're
Nina,
not going to
as
make
I can
societal
explain-
wide.
It's fair that they don't pass. What the fuck does that mean? So I was thinking about fairness on. I saw this person and they didn't pass, and I thought it was unfair. Okay. Thank you so much, Robert Ducky, for that clip. That was amazing.
I can explain if you let me.
Because they might disproportionately harm a couple of people. That's every law which exists on planet Earth disproportionately hurts somebody somewhere. You can't make a prescription for society.
Explain it.
Okay, so let me explain. What's the benefits?
I can answer Nina's question.
Nebulously.
I can answer your question if you let me.
All right, if you can answer it within like 15 seconds, because I know
Sure,
Star
15
is
seconds.
holding a thought.
15 seconds. I had 4 girls and 1 boy. I raised my boy like a boy, and I raised my girls like girls. So my girls always dressed and looked and acted like girls, and my boy always dressed and acted and looked like a boy. That's how you do that. That simple.
Hold
that
on.
easy.
Can you pause it?
You're born with a
That did
penis,
not
you're a
answer my
boy.
question.
You're born with a vagina.
Let's deal with this 3 different dad things. Hold on.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Hold on.
Two. I take it back. 2.
I have one question. It's a very important question. What the fuck does that have to do with anything? What the fuck does that have to do with anything? Oh my god.
She came to Christ after. I'm sorry. She's better now.
I have
Do
to
I
be
look
honest. I
like
think that
She came to Christ. Like if it was some kind of own. Yes, she did. Kel, maybe you should try it. It will help you. That's all I'm saying.
Wait a second. Are you implying that she
sober
was
in?
like out whoring herself around to get fucking kids? You know she was married.
I'm just saying. I think it's silly for her to shame women for having multiple baby daddies
That's
when she has
not-
multiple baby daddies. Yes,
That's what she
married
doesn't
or not,
wear.
I think it's
Show me
lame.
where.
On the debate, on the whatever tactic I was in, I didn't know her or anything about her.
Charles, you've been muted.
Enjoy the circle jerk.
Ryan just bounced. Damn it. So here's what she's muted for the next while. Here's the thing.
For the next while. That was great.
What if I just unmute? Did it work? Problem?
Damn it, you.
Oh, little boy.
Okay, that's I'm gonna leave it there because that is extreme. Oh my god. Wow, what a circle jerk of to Quokwe from the 3 crash outs. Those were 3. It was 3 big crash outs. Do you want me to play your part? Okay, I'll do that. I'm okay with that. We can watch for a little longer.
That was actually mean. That was actually mean.
Somebody paid for that, Kel. Come on.
I have to be honest.
Hold on.
I think
You
that's the
just put the
only
rest
debate
towards my
I've seen Nina sober in, like ever.
Ooh.
So here's the thing.
I'm just being honest. She was not sober either time she debated me.
I'm kind of wondering. This is just me personally. The whole clothing thing. Now, I think that guys should wear guy clothes, personally.
Sure.
And girls should wear girl clothes. That's my opinion. But criminalizing it.
Well, I mean, those were decency laws back in the day, right?
I mean, that's fine.
Oh, because criminalizing anything bad. This is why. I remember this, you know? The moment I ask about anything that has to be enforced, oh no, we are libertarians. We like liberty. It's about the liberty and more liberty. Fucking hate. I dislike libertarians so much. Because they really don't get it. They're like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and have like more liberty, and more liberty is gonna make it. No, that's not how it works. It's never how it works. It has never been the way it works.
That's back then, but that's criminalizing. It's almost the idea of it. I think the principle of it is taking away free will. When it's not harmful, when that's something that's not harmful.
Wait, hold on.
That's how I say it. Like whose life die? Who loses their life?
No, you're not. I mean, look.
I'm wondering whose life gets lost if a guy wears a kilt.
I would make the
kilt isn't a feminine.
A kilt is a skirt. This is called what it is. It's a skirt. It's just it's just a different term for skirt.
Look, as somebody who's the last name of Scott, I will have to make the argument that, like, ultimately, yeah, you can't illegalize like what people wear in general, just because like that generally gets to the point where you at some point have to dictate what people are wearing. And that's not even really the concern for somebody like me. Like, my concern is really like, once you pass a law, like, the hardest thing for an American citizen to do is undo a law. Like, that's literally why every state has some weird fucking law on the books. Like, your wife can't parachute on Sundays, or like you can't walk your alligator down Skid Row after 8 p.m. without a leash. It's because you can't undo a law, and it's easier to just ignore the.
Yeah, you can undo a law. You know, how many times have we had decency laws being enacted lately? Ah, fuck libertarians, dude. Fucking hate libertarians. You know what a libertarian is the same thing as a Scientologist. They're the same thing. I'm not mean the Scientologists as the Scientology religion thing with the aliens and shit. It's the same thing though, but I mean the wrong word. The scientisms. Okay? The guys are like, oh yeah, I understand quantum mechanics a little bit. Now that I understand quantum mechanics, I can go ahead and tell you what the particle of God is. No. First off, I doubt you understand quantum mechanics. I have a feeling you don't, to be completely honest. And second off, the fact that you understand something as an is doesn't mean that you understand an ought. And that doesn't mean you understand the basics of fucking anything. You're just there pretending that you understand things. You don't. 99% of the time, that's what happens. You fucking don't get it. Oh, oops. My bad. So no, it's not as bad. A lot of laws are there to avoid people for, doing certain behaviors, and I think they're fine. And I think we should avoid certain fucking behaviors. Okay? It is what it is. You don't like it? Yeah, you don't like there's laws in the books because you're fucking libertarian? Get over it. It's one of those things that I will actually say get over it. Get the fuck over it. One, you're not that important for us to give a fuck about it. And two, we need laws anyway. We know it because whenever we don't have it, we fuck up. Yeah, let's continue.
The shitty ones that had to be passed because of the one guy who screwed up too many times. But like
Oatmeal
I
at
would say the
midnight?
major argument is that like you don't pass laws frivolously. Just in general, as American citizens, we can't really undo them.
But we
Just don't
did
pass
though.
them
I mean, those laws existed here and they were undone. So I think all Andrew is saying that.
Well, Grid,
Then
like, were
wouldn't
they
that be-
undone, or
wouldn't that
do
be
we just
giving-
need to start enforcing them? That's
No, I think
Grid,
most
that-
of them were
actually, Grid,
undone.
I think that actually contradicts your stance, though. Overall stance, because your overall stance is to have less government involved.
Yeah.
in
I'm not
personal
saying
life.
that they need to be. I never said the
So-
laws need to be on. I simply agree with Andrew using it in the debate in the way that in the method with which it was used. Right. I would say the same exact fucking thing. If I was in an argument with Nina about trans people, I would say, well, we had decency laws, and when we had decency laws, we didn't have dudes dressing like women. And since that seems to be an issue these days, maybe that's something we should look at doing again. I would
think we had
absolutely
dudes
use that as a
dressing like
debate
women
topic.
back then. They just were not dressing like women in public.
Sure. Which
I mean,
decently
Grid-
laws don't affect you when you're in your own home.
Grid adjacent.
Or if they
to
can't
your
see it.
point, I would argue that like if I was in a debate, I would argue that truancy officers should be back, but I wouldn't necessarily want to put. the
Right. I
tax
don't believe
dollars
in truancy officers. I don't
Exactly,
think kids should
but
be
it's like,
harassed.
well, I mean, like, I
but
would
if
leave
I'm in a
some-
debate about how are we going to keep kids in school, I would be like, fuck yeah, truancy officers.
like truancy officers were a thing. It's a precedent. Exactly. I would do the same thing. Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, like,
and I
I-
would say I would say if this were my stance, I would advocate for that. Right.
Sure.
Sure.
Yeah. I mean, if that
and
was
look,
something-
I see the problem is that I don't dare speak for Andrew Wilson because you don't know what his positions
Yeah.
really are.
Yeah.
Unless he has come out outside of a debate and said, this is what I want and what I want to believe. And you're not going to find that shit. And I mean, it's just not going to work that way. Tree of Logic tried that same shit, trying to poke holes in his lifestyle and his argument, and she lost too. So look, all I'm going to say, the last thing I'm going to say, and I've got to go to bed. I'm fucking tired and I got to get up early in the morning, as normal. Although not 4:00 in the morning.
You're not going fishing?
No, I'm not going fishing. No, I got my kids back in school, so that puts a little bit of bite on me a little bit until he can ride the motorcycle to meet the bus. He can't do that. But the last thing I'm going to say is that look, I don't have to like all the things Andrew says. I don't have to like all the things that Thorpe says for sure. Absolutely don't care. My problem with all of this is that, first of all, I consider Andrew Wilson a friend. He is my friend. If he called me up right now and asked me for money, I would give it.
Okay, I'm going to give you all advice. This is important advice. And it's the only advice I give on the internet. No one in the internet is your friend. And I don't mean that as you cannot have any respect for people or have like a person that you meet that is actually kind of your friend that you can have good conversation with and even trust at some points. What I mean is most of these people are kind of your co-workers, especially if you're streaming, I'm probably going to go on Rob's to talk about economics next week, I think. And if that happens, I'll be extremely happy with Rob, and I hope it happens. It's gonna be fun. But if it doesn't happen, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fine too, and I respect him a lot. But he's not my friend. It's not like we're gonna go. I'm gonna go on and have these kind of things. But most of the people online, especially if you're like working with them, they're not your friends, and as I said, there are exceptions. There are things that can be exceptions, but at the end of the day, you have to really understand that the internet is different than real life, and even though we are in a space that I think it's gonna be okay. Okay, let me put it this way: DebateCon is coming. Everybody's fucking happy about DebateCon. Everybody's excited. Everybody's fucking happy about it. Okay? I can assure you that this debate con is gonna become a drama field mine. Okay? You're gonna have. There's gonna be so much fucking drama on the internet because of this debate con that you have no idea. And we're gonna have leaks of this debate con in a year of shit that happened in this debate con. Okay? I don't think I'm going. No, I don't. I'm far away. I can't really drive. I don't want to be. Yeah, no. I don't think I'm going. I will be covering debates and maybe covering some streams and talking about stuff, but I don't think I'm going this time. So, yeah, this is actual advice for people, and I usually will not give like much advice at all. I don't have much advice to give. But yeah, just don't and don't take it as a bad thing. I'm not trying to tell you there's no way for you to have a friend, right? It's not that. I'm just letting you know that the internet is not your friend. The people on the internet are usually not your friends, and you have to understand that there's a difference between the real world, or the world outside of the internet, and the world in the internet. And the sooner you get that, the better it's gonna be for everybody, including you, and especially you. We'll talk about it. Yeah, it's that too. I cannot afford it either. I have to. I need like $700 to pay for some dumb stuff for school. I need, like, I'm trying to get my channel going a little bit. I'm trying to make some money out of pixel art. Yeah, there's stuff I need to do that I think are a little bit more important than going to the DebateCon. Maybe next year, hopefully, or maybe next time I'll do it. Also, the tickets are fucking expensive. It's fucking expensive.
To him, which I don't give anybody money. Right? I don't give my own brother money. But if Andrew Wilson called up and said, "Hey, I really, really need this," I trust him enough to say, "All right, you really need it," and I would give it to him. I've driven across country to hang out with him. So I just don't. I don't want to be. I want to be completely transparent when I say that I will have Andrew's back against the Thorpes, because the Thorpes have never had my back ever. They don't have anybody's back. Not one of you fuckers. Nobody that thinks the Thorpes are good for them. You guys are fucking delusional, right? I'm not saying they're bad people. I've said, and honestly, I was trying very hard to help the Thorpes. I was, had them on my show. I was trying to, get them on other shows. I hooked. I was trying to hook, do some other things to help them out. I think the Thorpes hate success. That's not my problem. But what they've done crossed the line for me personally. I don't care if anyone agrees with me. You could all go fuck yourselves. I don't care. You can disagree with me all you want. But I promise you that Andrew is really pissed about this. He has said publicly that to just mention the name Thorpes in the Crucible will get you banned. So, whatever. Ava, the AG, they don't need it, but it makes them happy. Yeah, whatever. So, anyway, Glenn, dude, certainly, did not intend on getting into any drama of any kind tonight. And I don't have anything against Ryan, but Ryan is not gonna, he's not gonna call into question people that he can't even really debate well, right? He can't even talk to them, and he doesn't listen to them, and he doesn't know anything about them. So.
I think that
Ava, I thought you and the Thorpes were running your standard nonsense drama back and forth stuff. I don't know. I can't keep up with it. I don't care. I'm done. I really just don't care. I can't keep up with it. I don't want to keep up with it. I got a lot of shit going on. If you're coming to DebateCon, come check out my gig. I've got a lot of cool stuff going on, and it's going to be really good time for everybody that comes. We are looking for a couple of liberals. Ryan, if you can get out of your little one-room apartment there, I guess, whatever it is. I mean, it looks like you're eating and doing everything at your weight bench there, which is, hey man, that's cool. I wish I could have lived like that in college. But yeah, man, if you can pry yourself out of there, you should come down to Nashville. So, just psychoanalyze Ben and occasionally shit on Grace. Fair point.
So,
yes,
this kind of brings up
Great cut off the Torps. I don't even know who else cut him off, but Great has completely cut him off. Yeah, I don't know.
Interesting topic. When we talk about Christian ethics, right? Or anybody championing.
Also, by the way, one thing before one last thing, I wasn't taking on Kel's burden or whatever, or her offense, right? I very specifically said I don't give a shit, but it was just that.
No, I was asking Ryan if is this that way he thinks that you were doing.
Yeah.
How is he trying to explain that you were doing?
Gotcha.
He assuming that you were taking on her offense for her when she didn't have an offense over it. Yeah.
Sure.
He was agreeing to disagree with her. That's all I saw.
Ava the G, my pre-party is going to be a thing. I don't know about DebateCon, but my pre-party is going to be the thing.
Real quick, my son would like to thank Agrolopolis for making sure that I am leaving him here for several days without me to tell him what the fuck to do. He's happy for that. So
your security camera's up.
So I mean, Glenn, I think Kel wants to say something to me. Would you mind just giving her 1 minute break? Let the prisoner out of her cell.
I did. She didn't turn her camera on.
Well, wasn't expecting it. Anyway, I don't know. I can wait another minute or so.
So
this kind of
more invested in keeping since he started driving, my car is clean all the time.
It's weird how that works, isn't it?
Oh man, he's pretty awesome about stuff. Like his friends come over and he's like, "Don't none of you fuckers break anything," and I'm standing there like, yeah.
You know why he wants the car clean all the time?
Because he wants to get laid.
He's fucking in there. That driver's seat.
Please, no, I don't want to.
I'm just being honest with you. The
My smirk.
only reason why boys clean their room.
But it's true. I'm gonna look for you because
clean
this
their
is
car.
completely real into something different. And I don't care about what. Okay, there we go.
Ethics. Right? What's up, Acropolis?
What's up, man? Can you hear me?
I can hear you, love.
Agropolis. I'm laughing because nobody can say your name. I find it funny.
Man of the night, getting me to fucking Nashville.
Hey,
Round of applause. Fucking,
I just do what I can. I just do what I can.
you're badass.
You, sir, are a saint. You came in clutch.
Legend.
What's your favorite dinner, Dropos?
My favorite dinner?
Yep.
Fuck, dude. I don't know, man. I got to go for a bear roast, but pot roast.
Okay. I'm making New England style pot roast for you. You guys will love it. Oh my god, it's so good.
I do love chicken parm, but
I'll make that too, dude.
Oh, that was already getting made. I'm Italian, so I gotta taste this.
You're gonna go ahead, get like all of the dissenting voices, which mostly are complete degens, on the center into a same place where they're all bunch of degens, and you expect no drama to happen. Oh boy.
Chicken parm.
Oh,
Dude,
my chicken parm is fucking boss.
Dude.
But okay, you guys, can we talk about Christian ethics?
We can
Right.
try to.
Oh no.
Let me tell you, there's some pros and cons when it comes to talking about Christian ethics. Because Christian ethics on the surface does sound good. But
then there's enforcement, and we are a bunch of fucking liberals, so we don't want any enforcement.
It's a very slippery slope.
Is it?
Because to be quite frank, what Jesus actually in Mark 7:8-9, when he was addressing the Pharisees, he was.
I'm not gonna go ahead and just let it pass. Mark 7. God, I hate doing this. You have no idea. New King James Version. Go. Defilement comes from within. He said 7. His people honors me with their lips, but their heart is far from me. In vain they worship me, as teaching us doctrines or commandments of men. For laying aside the commandment of God, you hold the tradition of men, the washing of pitchers and cups, and many other such things you do. I'm not gonna go ahead and give you an interpretation. I just wanted to know what he was talking about.
He was pretty much addressing them over the same thing. And, you know, what does that mean? Well, like, how do I want to put this? It's when we put a
what does it mean? Oh. Go ask a priest. Oh. The good question I have here is why should we trust his interpretation? Is there any good reason that I can get from why should I even listen to that kind of interpretation at all? I mean, I'm gonna listen to it, but imagine if Ryan comes and he is like, "Oh, I am a changed man. I've done nothing. I just changed. Because I read the Bible and have my own interpretation of the Bible. And it says that I can go ahead and do all of these nasty degen drama shit all the time." Quoting Abe. And it's his interpretation. Why is that wrong? Is there a problem with her interpretation? I would say absolutely there is a problem, but why?
human system over, or trying to improve like God's law. You know, we try to not necessarily add to his moral law, but we try to tweak it in a way.
It's kind of when we try to interpret it our own way.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We try to tweak it, and then it's a. Oh, it says, yeah, I'm quoting you. It says, yeah, I'm over 2,000 miles away. Well, no, that's not one. Abe, yeah, I don't want to. Nasty DJ drama all the time. That's why I was quoting. That's what I mean.
What we tend to do is like we end up replacing his authority with man's law.
Exactly.
And that always leads to contradictions.
Oh,
right?
Yeah.
And ironically, like it restricts free will, the same free will that God gave you. So when something restricts the free will that God gave you, it's a contradiction to God's will.
God's will, exactly.
So
it's a vicious cycle.
That's where I have a problem to some degree with anything based off like just an interpretation of it, and try to make it law. That's where it's problematic, because you know what, a sin is a sin that's against God. That you are sinning against God. God will deal with you with that, right? But also there's laws, right? And we know there's certain laws that are sins, like murder and stuff like that. Right? We understand that. But
yeah, and God says to follow man-made laws unless they contradict with kind of his laws.
Yeah. So it's worrisome. It does give me a lot of concern in this sense, like biblical ethics.
Oh, hello, Sucks friend. Yeah, welcome. Hope you enjoy. We're going through some drama. It's funny. Hope you like the channel. I'm still doing. I'm doing some pixel art, and I'm just watching some drama for yesterday. Grillapolis is on panel right now, and I've been waiting to hear from him, but for some reason, Glenn is telling us about interpretation or something.
God set standards. We are accountable to him, right? Now, modern Christian ethics, regardless of Orthodoxy, Catholicism, or Protestantism, it compromises the informed, right?
Why? How does he know that? So, okay.
They will often start off with cultural comfort, social or philosophical ideals, or church politics, but then they bend it to entice scripture to it. And this leads to adding to God's law, which gives legalism, or removing.
Okay, fine. Let's pretend that he understands the law. Let's try to give it the idea of that he understands the law. Don't know how, especially away from the church, but let's pretend that he knows. I'm not trying to be charitable here. Let's see the rest of his point.
Freedom.
By the way, he had a. I still haven't got through the second part of the freaking debate with him and Marte, but I hate that debate with all my heart. Well, I think even in the Bible it is said that the truth will be revealed, which means there is not everything is in Scripture, pretty much stating that in Scripture. It's I don't want to go ahead and quote it because I don't remember what it is. But I'm pretty sure that there is extra revelation away from Scripture, in a sense. So I don't know. How do we know or not know that, right?
God allows. Like, for example, God gave us wine. Jesus made the best Jesus juice there was. Like, that wine was the best. I bet you they should have bottled it and saved it, because that Jesus juice was fire, right? The Bible says don't drink until drunkenness, right?
But that's what I was gonna say. They all drank wine because it was purified by the alcohol. Therefore, it was making it clean water to drink. But they didn't drink it to excess to get drunk. And
Yes.
that was
But
that
some
line.
Christian ethics, some denominations, right, outright ban the consumption of alcohol. Period. The consumption.
Do you mean that it should be added to scripture when the church decides sexting is sinful, or do you what exactly do you mean by that, Abe? I'm just asking for clarification.
Of wine, all together, right? So there's a, like, I'm just using that as an example to show the problem. God never said alcohol was a sin. God never said you cannot drink wine or alcohol. But some Christian ethics, some denominations will add to what is not there.
Yeah, this is probably going back to like Noah, even like going back way back when. It wasn't to drink to be drunk. It was to drink. They purified their water with alcohol. I mean, that was the thing.
So like, okay, I know this. I'm gonna tie this in and everything about me. Just like how I present or address like polygyny, right? Polygyny in the Bible is never listed as a sin. I would say, due to Christian ethics, it is considered a sin. But nowhere in the Bible does God say it's a sin. Not Jesus, not God, not Paul, not Apostle, not.
I'm done with this argument. The argument is pretty simple. It is stated that you cannot commit adultery once you're married. Once you're married, if you want to go ahead and pursue the second wife, you have to commit adultery to get to the second wife. This is because the moment you see a woman with lustful eyes, that's the moment you commit adultery, and you commit adultery in your heart. And guess what? In order to be married, you have to do the act, okay, the wonky panky. As I said during the debate, you just have to fucking do it. And to do that, you have to look at somebody with lustful eyes. How do I know this? Because I am a dude. And I look at a woman, and sometimes I'm like, oh God, I shouldn't do this. You know? It's that easy. It's that simple. Okay? Oh, but since it's not directly there in the exact chapter 1, X2, versicle 6, in the sense that it is, it has to be wrong. Yeah, there's also church like the doctrine and revelation to the church as well. So it can be something that's revealed to the church as something that's sinful, and it has to do with the time, which can be cultural. So we can even say that maybe like I can even call, for example, if you were to use ChatGPT or a chatbot from AI as a self-gratifying act in order to replace a relationship that you may have that can be considered to be sinful, simply because of how the way that you're using it, it's not conductive towards proper ethics. So yeah.
Not one. Can't find it.
It's almost in parables.
I know people are going to be like, oh my God, you're commenting on doctrine. I know it is. Shut up. Go to church.
I mean, it doesn't explicitly say that. No.
But we do know it's a sin because God explicitly did tell us murder was a sin, homosexuality is a sin, bestiality is a sin, adultery is a sin. Like, those are all very explicit sins, and this one sin is going to be ambiguous.
Yeah.
Like that does not follow God's.
It doesn't follow explicitness. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, so I would say, like, when it comes to like Christian ethics in the sense, like, this is where it can be problematic when people are adding to God's word and making it law, or
That's
making
all it is. That's what it is. You just said it. They're interpreting it and adding to it, and
that's a sin in itself.
Exactly. That's
it is sinful, by the way. It can be sinful when you're doing it for your own gain. Okay? And most of the time when you're doing for your own gain is when you're doing interpretation on your own for your own gain. And guess who I think is the way more likely to do those kind of things? Is it A, the priests that have dedicated their lives to the church and are in, they have a flock and they are responsible for the parish and for all of the things that happen in that parish, or the people that are on fucking internet trying to tell you what is to be a sin and what isn't. I don't know. I'll leave it. I'm gonna leave that to everybody to think about it. I'm not done. I'm sorry. I've been watching to these dumpster fire for the past 2 hours, commenting on it.
One of the worst sins.
That's why I would have a problem
I'm getting
with
there.
A nation under some form like that type of Christian.
Also, Abe, you have to tell me more about that. What happened with Steelman and why did he block you? Also, K2, what do you think? You like it? Do you like that? It needs work, but do you like that?
Ethics.
I agree.
Yeah. Because who holds those people accountable for making these laws based off of Christian ethics?
We do, and that's the problem.
Do we though?
No, we're holding each other accountable, and that's the problem. It's not. We don't look at it like if God, or I'm sorry, apologies. We're looking at it if God. The problem is we're not looking at it. God said this.
Yeah.
We're looking at it as if God said this, well then this. Mm-hmm. And we're making up our own parables and our own ideals on it's a fucking mess. It's over thousands of years.
Well, look,
fucking mess.
Dude, like I'm gonna be honest with you, with someone who's kind of like not in the club. When you say Christian, like who do you even mean?
Someone who claims to be a Christ follower.
Fuck. Stillman is awesome. Are we not mad? And him fighting until he got timed out. He called them all tyrants. I said YouTube chat tyrants, that's hilarious. Boom, he blocked me with one word in Discord. Tyrant. Abe, you are a monster. I'm sorry to let you know, but in fact, chat, if you can, please put a T of tyrant for Abe so that he understands the true power that comes with the responsibility. Tyrant Abe. The crying face.
Christian ethics, like as a default, as someone outside of the institution, I have to assume you're talking Catholic, but like 85% of the time, that's not who anybody talking about Christians is talking about.
No.
So like when you even say the word Christian,
that's the thing. What denomination is going to take over? Like, what sect of Christianity is it going to be? Orthodox? Is it going to be Catholicism? Is it going to be Protestant? And if it's Protestant, what version of Protestantism is it going to do? Is it going to be the liberal Protestant? Is it going to be the more conservative Protestants? Like.
I can only speak to what I was raised non-secular and completely nothing. By the time I was 12, my dad became a Baptist and divorced my mom, split up our family.
I'm sorry, Agri, but I have to make this joke. Agri was raised as non-binary. Sorry about that. I thought it was fucking funny in my mind. I thought it sounded way funnier in my mind than when I even said it. And this is why you have to raise them in a church so they don't end up non-binary. No, you have to be. No, it's fine.
Right now, my dad is one of those Christians that I don't care what happens, I'm going to heaven. Who cares? And my mom passed away last year. She was raised Catholic, so I kind of got that side of it. But I'm kind of like almost neutral because of this. It's
welcome, John Bert. By the way,
it's stupid because a lot of shit's happened in my life, and I'm almost I hate to bring my issues into it because I've had a lot of shit happen in my life, and I've been pissed
Thank you for being around. I agree. Have a good one.
off at God for a while, but I'm coming around, and a lot of these people don't fucking realize it's not all about them. Like everybody has this mindset like it's all about me. If this, if that, and I'm not looking at it from a Catholic. I'm not Catholic. I'm not Baptist. I'm not. I don't know what the fuck I am, dude. Honestly, I believe in God, and I believe.
I just label myself a believer. I'm a disciple of Christ. That's about it.
I'm just trying to find out. I'm just trying to figure out as much as I can about the truth of everything. And
that's exactly.
Do you want to know? Do you want to know what we are in the woods?
Well, that's a Steelman Chambers of Logic thing. If we were brought back to our original times and before all this stuff, and we were, creatures in the wild kind of shit. You know what I mean? Like, okay.
No.
But here's the funny thing: is Steelman is retarded. We are in our original times.
I told you could take your book into the woods. You could walk out of the box. And you could go out onto the deck of the boat, and you could just walk out with your book, and you could have everything that you.
I agree. I know you're gonna hate me, but you have to go back to church, dude. I hope you're still listening. Or I know you might not be, but it's not the same. Interpretation is a. I think you should go back to church. I'm gonna leave it here. I want to leave it here for a while now. I'm gonna put some music. Just give it a little bit of time. Yeah, I know it's hard, and I understand why you had the problems with the church that you have. You can obviously go ahead. This is not a problem of Ken, right? You can go ahead, take your book, go to a woods, and get your own stuff on your own, and do the things that you want on your own. That's not the problem, and that's not the thing. That's not even what I was gonna be talking about. The whole point of me telling you should go back to church is you should, it's a village, it's a community, it's all of it, and I think that will get you closer to, I will even get you closer to your wife, even if it sounds weird, but I think it will. And yeah, It's not about going on your own to the woods to find yourself. It's always gonna be hard to find like the perfect church, right? But at the end of the day, we do make part of the church, so we make, in a sense, the church. It's part of us. Okay, I'll finish this thing I've been working on for a while. And yeah, I'll finish this. I'll probably be done for the day after that. I'm kind of busted. I need to go eat something too. I usually don't stream for this long. I've probably been going for almost 4 hours, which is fine. I enjoyed it. I have a couple more requests, especially the Rock Dog and the Nintendo. I'm not gonna do the Gorilla since K2 said that he wanted to prefer the Soldier. So yeah, hit the like if you can. If you can spare it, that would be super nice. It's funny. John, if you want the Emmett song, I said if at any point we get 10 people in chat, I'll play it. I'll even play it on repeat. I don't think it's gonna happen though. We got to 8. I saw 8 in the chat. And I was like, oh, wow. We got 8 people. We're about to do it. But yeah, remember that today is a Spiro's debate throwdown with Sarah. Be there. Try to help it. You know what? Fine. For the people in chat, I'll play it once, and I'll be done with the stream after I play it. Before I do that, I'm gonna do a couple of things. We have to relive one of the greatest moments in streaming history.
Ryan is living the high life. Do you think Ryan gets the good end of the stick? Everyone fucking hates Ryan.
Wow, wow, wow.
Oh man. Best. I'm getting tired of winning. I'm getting tired of winning. But I'm never gonna get tired of them losing. Never gonna get tired of them losing. Okay, get everything ready. Here it comes. Oh man, what a day! What a W! We got a W today. Okay. And I apologize to these fucking bitches. Never. And trust me, whenever they talk about cancel culture and all this crap, it's because they're fucking losing. That's all the reason why. I've been there. I know what they did. I know what this fucking ideology did. Okay. And they shouldn't have done what they did. They shouldn't have did what they did, what they've done. I don't even know how it goes. I'll get it done for you, K2. He's a little bit. He's gonna be a little bit of a chunky guy. Cause look, not this guy now. But I think it looks pretty cool. So it's gonna get there. I just need a little bit more time. Let's see if anybody is on. Probably lower class. He's probably reading the Bible, which is fine, obviously. Why the fuck am I getting? Okay, whatever. Let's see. I need to change my account. You know what? The Crucible is on. Go ahead, go watch fucking Andrew Wilson. Doesn't need me. He's never gonna realize that I sent 5 people his way. So.
Because.
But I'm still gonna do it because he's Andrew and I freaking like this guy.
I mean, it
so.
goes after you hard. It demonetize you, destroy you, wreck you, and every conceivable.
Go watch him.
That's what happens.
Have a great day. I'll be talking to you shortly,
So,
Abe. I need to have a couple of meetings, which, by the way, I'm super late for. Go watch Andrew. I'll be on later with Abe.
The idea is like
I'm also probably gonna be on later on Saras with Spiro. Go sub to Spiro Floropoulos. Go ahead and do it. He's a great guy, and you learn a lot about AI in a way that you didn't understand. Oh my god, you guys listening to Andrew in the back. Scuffed YouTuber, professional YouTuber, by the way, as Spiro would say. Let me go ahead and get a Spiro Floropoulos real quick so that you have his channel. And I will put on Abe's channel as well, so you have it, even though I know most of you already know him and will be sub to him or anything like that. This is Spiro and this is Abe's. And obviously there is lower class as well, which I don't know if he's on or not, but this is lower class. God, it's so hard to find his channel, dude. Oh, here it is.
On my channel for some reason. I don't know what it is.
Dude. Yeah, if you don't want to go to Andrew, go to lower class. Lower class is great friend of the channel. He is amazing and he is always cool. So I will be saying thank you all. Have a great rest of your day. Enjoy the drama and the funsies. and I'll be seeing you guys soon in another one of my streams. Next stream is me playing Celeste. I don't give a hell. It's gonna play Celeste from start to finish. I'm gonna do a marathon that day. I'm gonna just play Celeste from start to finish, all A, B, and C sides, and we're gonna try to get it in less than 5 hours. I don't know if I'll get it, but I'll try. It's probably gonna do on this Saturday, and then I'll probably do the hotline. Have an excellent time, and enjoy your time. Peace.
Emmet.